Welcome to Secular Soup. Stay tuned for real talk about atheism, feminism, politics, parenting, and whatever the fuck else Amy and Amy want to talk about, because this is their show. And get ready for a whole lot of motherfucking profanity.
You want to hear a secret?
I won't tell anybody. Go ahead. If I sit next to you, I'm going to get gonorrhea. It's going to jump into me. Just two ladies hanging out.
Is it okay for me to make fun of his neck waddle if I make fun of my own neck waddle?
I'm not sure.
That's a real ethical conundrum.
Would you know if you were born a lizard person, or can you be like adopted into the...
I think you know.
We're such professionals.
We really are.
Buckle up, bitches. It's time to have some soup.
I'm Amy with a Y.
And I'm Amy with an I.
And we're just two blueberries floating in a bowl of tomato soup. We were having a lovely conversation before you listeners broke in and just wrecked all of it.
Should probably hit record.
We were having so much fun talking without everybody listening in on it.
But we were talking about y'all, so were your ears burning?
We were. It was fun. Yeah.
A little awkward. Didn't see you there.
Love talking about people. It's my favorite pastime.
Yeah.
If we have any new listeners who have joined us recently from over at the I Date Me podcast, welcome. This is a totally different podcast, and you're going to learn how awful we truly are.
She doesn't mean it. She really doesn't mean it.
I don't mean anything I say generally.
Me neither.
But yeah. So this week, we have a couple of topics we were going to tackle. One of them is boycotting. Does it work? Should you do it? What's the point? One of them is witchcraft.
I don't know about you, but I am absolutely not going to use that plain red Starbucks cup because it leaves Jesus out of it.
Oh, obviously. I thought we were all on board with that right now. I mean, Christmas is a while away, but it's never too early to start the war on Christmas.
No, I'm taking a stance now.
Okay, that's good. That means you mean it.
Yeah, I'm not going to be wishy-washy and just do it in the appropriate season.
Yeah. And as it turns out, some people think they are actually witches. So kind of wanted to talk about that too. But not that there's anything else going on in the world that's important that I've heard of.
So I was talking about this with someone recently, that it's very prevalent in the atheist community. We're probably going to make enemies. That's fine. So it's very prevalent. We've already made enemies in the atheist community to, well, first of all, the phrase spiritual, not religious, which I'm like, that's a fucking cop-out. What do you mean? Do you believe in God? Do you not? Do you believe in higher power? Do you not? Like, where do you stand? You can just say agnostic too. That's fine. Totally. But that whole spiritual, not religious, I'm like, but then there's a whole group of people also that tend to lean towards saying they're witchy or they're witches, or they believe in like,
or they jump over to Wicca. Yeah.
Connection to the earth, or, cool, whatever. You do you, but don't tell me that if I wear a crystal, it's going to magically make my energies better. Because I'm going to wear that tiger lily and I'm still going to be angry.
Apparently, binding is a thing now. People are doing bindings to try to get the president to do... This is a whole new phenomenon to me, but apparently it's a thing. You get together at like midnight. I mean, and you do some sort of binding
in my community is completely
different. It's a totally different. Oh yeah, no, believe me,
totally different thing. It's super hot.
I get it. This is some kind of like you meet at midnight outside with some sage or something. I don't fuck. So I'm not a witch, so how would I know?
I've done this thing with a friend that calls herself a witch. I went to this women's camp out.
Oh my god!
After I left Mormonism,
why didn't you record that?
I was already doing the show, maybe, or talking about it. But it was like the most fun. And we went out to the fire, and we like faced different directions, and we chanted, and it was just fun. That was just fun. We might have been naked or ended up naked. I'm just saying. But it was super fun. It was super fun because none of us actually like believed it or meant it. It was just, why not? So...
Yeah, I think that's, we'll get into all of that. But before we do that, patrons, I remembered this time.
Oh, we have those still?
We do.
We're not going to after we diss witches.
I know, right?
And Starbucks.
We are at 49 patrons right now, which when people are listening to this, we may be up to 50 because we aren't going to release this episode for like another 2 weeks. But at this moment in time, as we're recording, We're up to 49. We only need one more fucking patron to do our
so
drunk
exciting.
cast. Like one more. I've been pimping it on Twitter and just one more person. $12 a year.
I talk about it at work.
Come
Usually
on.
I can get a patron or two from that.
Yeah, you're really good at that. If you just like show people your boobs, that kind of works sometimes too. So you should work on that.
So the boss's boss was like flirting with me on the elevator a couple weeks ago, and he's back in town today. Yeah. And someone, it wasn't like overt or anything. It was just kind of chatty, but like, just friendly chatter. But my friend was like, you should be like, I need a raise. And then she's like going up. She's like $30 an hour. You want to see these? You want to see what 40 looks like? It was absurd. It was so funny.
Oh my God.
I'm like, I'm just not going to get in the elevator with him. It's fine.
Okay, so we have a Patreon page, as does everybody who creates any kind of content these days, because you know what? We're all winging it out here. We're all poor as fuck. We're all trying to do a side hustle. So we're side hustling till we die. So if you would like to throw some money our way, we would love that so much. It would help us do a lot of the things that we are trying to do, like keep our web hosting,
at
buy some more nail polish.
I actually started chipping it off of it, so I do need that.
Yeah, I bought something at a bookshop I totally didn't need today. I should reimburse myself for that, but we need more patrons. Anyway, so we have lots of different levels. It starts at $1 a month. You can come in for as little as $1 a month and get all of the patron-only content. We're going to be coming up with some more patron-only content.
Well, I have my magnetic eyelashes. I have my camera. I just need to clean my bathroom a little bit and just do it this weekend. I didn't
even clean my bathroom. I just made sure the camera was at an angle where you couldn't see everything.
Well, I want you to be able to see my angel in my bathroom because she creeps my kids out, and I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, we both bought, with your patron money, magnetic eyelashes and gave them a try. I've got my video done. I just haven't put it anywhere yet, but...
Well, I figured we would put them together.
Yeah, well, there's a whole... you can post stuff on YouTube and make it private so only the people with the link can watch it. So we can do that and drop them at the same time. There is a video on Patreon right now, just for the patrons, of me trying regular false eyelashes with glue. So that's delightful. You can go look at that if you want to right now. But coming soon, both the Amy's trying magnetic fake eyelashes. It's going to be a blast. So that's what you get when you become a patron of Secular Soup. You get that level of...
quality content,
innovation. Like, we care about what we do and it shows. So we have several levels, like I said. The $6.66 a month level is called the Devil's Chili level. I have to say that slowly because try saying 666 5 times fast. At
don't
that
think it's
level,
that complicated. I think you're overcomplicating it.
I think I am too. So yeah, if you come in at that level, we give you a shout out every week. So this week,
and we have some cool patrons there.
Oh, they're the coolest. First off, we have Natalie, who wrote our epic theme song for the I Date Me podcast. Yep. So go check that out. We told her to go with something that sounded like bad 1980s porn, and
80s
she nailed
porn
it.
Was the note.
Yeah,
and
bad 80s, but not even quality 80s porn, like just B-list 80s porn, and she really nailed it. So thank you so much, Natalie. We've also got Rebecca, Schmistina, April, Life in the Left Lane podcast. Joel genuinely loves your show and doesn't need a plug for his podcast, but he still does. It's Florida Man Podcast. And as always, we have Freethinker 215 and Comic Book Guys support Church of Satan, worst podcast ever. I do know this reference because I know who the comic book guy is in
Simpsons.
The Simpsons, and that's he says a lot of worst something or other ever. So.
Worst ending ever.
Yeah. I noticed that I had not replied to any of Freethinker 215's Patreon messages in quite some time because I'm really bad at this and I'm a scatterbrain. But I finally sent him a reply. It was a month and a half late, but I'm very proud of myself. So,
good.
Again, that's the kind of quality you get with this show.
Well, at some point, if we get enough people, we can just hire someone to do that.
Oh my God, won't that be great? I'm going to hire someone to do everything when we get famous. I'm not going to do I'm just going to sit in this lazy boy chair.
I'm not even going to buy my own nail polish. I'm going to be like, bring it to me. Fetch it for me.
I'm just going to sit in my lazy boy and talk into this microphone. We've also got a
lazy boy.
It's wonderful is what it is. At the $10 a month level, if you join us at the $10 a month level, you will get your own personalized soup bowl. I've actually got 8 of them sitting on my desk right now because I usually also give them to people that like we have on the show, friends of the pod, that kind of thing. So I've owed some to some people for some time now. So yeah, eventually you will get a bowl with your name on it, with maybe some dicks on it, maybe not. I've been very wishy-washy on drawing dicks on bowls lately. I don't know. I'm not feeling it as much, but I still do it. So at the $10 a month level, we have our 75th favorite rich.
I'm pretty sure you've used that number before.
How about well, no, I don't want to change it because that's going to throw everything off with the charts.
But, okay, I can do a different number, though, because he actually calculates our different numbers. Because you'll say, like, 120th, and I'll be like, 12th.
Okay, so you throw one out.
I'll say 63rd.
Okay.
But it probably is that number before, too, because I don't actually think numbers are random. Mm-hmm. And I don't really know if I have free will when it comes to picking numbers.
My lady brain can't handle all of that, so that's too much math. We've also got Wendy, Elven Engineer, who's... I'm halfway done with Elven Engineer's bowl. It's going to happen. And this week we have a new $10.
What does halfway look like? It's a bowl.
It's a bowl that doesn't have anything on it yet. That's halfway done.
Oh, okay, because the bowl was purchased.
An idea in my mind.
I was just wondering what halfway looks like, because it's like...
Here's the thing. I actually have the name plotted out on my graphic software for the vinyl cutter.
Okay.
I just haven't cut the vinyl yet, which is kind of a big step, but whatever. So, as I was saying before, that completely flawless, what's the word I'm looking for? Transition, yeah. We didn't stop talking at all. No. Just so you know. And if it sounded like we did not. But if we
we do like a throwback joke that's relating to something, and you don't know what it is, it's your fault.
Well, and this is where you see Rich's quality level of editing, is that he cut out an entire 2-minute section for us. I hope, anyway. I guess I don't know that now because I'm recording right now.
I usually don't take phone calls.
We're counting on him.
But kind of had to, because
I do. I'm really quiet about it, so you don't know I'm doing it. But it's when you're talking, I'll take phone calls and just whisper really quietly.
You take you're like, no, I'm not doing anything. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
No, it's fine. I have nothing. No, I have no plans. Go ahead.
Yeah. I got yelled at the Social Security office the other day for talking to my mom on the phone. Yeah. It's the whole thing. Anyway, so our new $10 a month patron, and has been new for probably a couple weeks by the time you hear this, is Renee. I get so happy when people come in at the $10 a month level. It makes me giddy.
That's fantastic.
It really does. I look at it and go, we have literally done nothing to deserve this. And it makes me so happy. Thank you, Renee.
So awesome. Thank you.
So Renee at some point will get a bowl. It's a quarter done already. So we'll see how that goes. By which I mean I have a soup bowl sitting in this house somewhere.
Yes, I'd like to know what your fractions mean.
They're
You're like,
not
it's
good.
1/18.
Yeah, I don't do math well. I'm a woman. I can't do math. We also have our top level, the blueberry dessert soup level, the primo level that only the best and the brightest get to come in on. We have got Ashley, who is our very favorite patron, as always. Mm-hmm. We've got Randall, who is also a very good patron. We like Randall. He's not Ashley. And we always say this, but it's true. We've also got Always the Bridesmaid, Never the Bride, which is Willis getting lazy and not changing his fucking Patreon name. Come on, Willis, you're killing me.
I thought you were going to say it's the best and the brightest and Willis.
Oh, well, I missed that. How did I miss that joke? That was
and I didn't say anything because I was waiting to see if,
if I picked it up. But no, I guess our comedy timing is not on this week. We also have a new top patron this week, kind of. Brad Pitt doesn't deserve an Oscar for Oath? What movie was Brad Pitt in? Because I cannot pronounce this word, and I don't pay attention to movies anymore.
The Mexican? That was like 20 years ago.
Definitely not the Mexican. No, I've seen the Mexican.
Oh, that's a good one.
So it's spelled Ouathih. I don't know what that is. 20 years ago, I would have known because I kept up with movie pop culture references. Ouathih. Awati? That's why I said oath. It looks like maybe it's a... Or Awatai.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh my God, you're right. That's exactly what it is.
It's an acronym.
Oh my God. You're so smart, Amy. Why couldn't I figure that out? Oh, I don't Google while I'm doing this show. How unprofessional are you?
Well, you're reading off the patrons. I'm Googling.
Okay, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'm bad at it.
I've never seen it. I've heard it's good, though.
I haven't seen it. It seems interesting. I've heard good and bad things. But
I haven't seen a movie in a long time, though. We went and saw Knives Out, which was great, but I haven't, been to a movie.
Oh, God, no. I haven't seen a really actual movie I would enjoy in ages. But
if you like murder mysteries, Knives Out was good. I enjoyed it.
We'll see. I'll never have time to do it. Brad Pitt definitely doesn't deserve an Oscar for that movie.
Wait, is
what
he shirtless?
Our top patron Nathan says. So, I mean, Brad Pitt shirtless should always win an Oscar if you ask me. But
I mean, he's old now.
Nobody asked me. Yeah, but he's still hot old. He's aging pretty well, I think.
He really, really is.
I remember when I was younger and I would look at stars who were in their 40s or 50s and just think, gross.
Ugh. Gross.
And now that I'm in my 40s, I look at them and think, wow, they are really aging well.
Better now.
Do you think? You think they just take care of themselves better now? Or
because, I mean,
I don't know.
You and I have been doing things like the I Date Me, and we've been doing ramen and stuff for a while. And these guys look like gnarled old men, and they're like, I'm 27. And you're like, holy crap. On what planet is this guy, the Crypt Keeper, 27?
Yeah. I feel like 50 is the new 30. Yeah. 50 is the new 30. We called it.
People don't know how old I am, but I'm like, I don't think I look that much different from every other person my age.
Yeah, I don't either. I'll find out that people are younger than me, but it always blows my mind because I never think anyone is younger than me. So anyway,
I'm younger than you.
Thank you so much, Nathan, podcast historian, for your top level of patronage. I'm going to have to go change that on our website now because he changed his name. If you become our top patron, I'll put your name on the website.
And keep you on your toes.
God damn it, Nathan! I have to log in. I have to edit. I have to. And I'm not going
to translate things for you from now on. I'm just going to be like, you're on your own, bitch. Figure it out for yourself.
I mean, it was a really funny comedy moment when other people realized what it was, and I still didn't know. I'm sure they had a moment there where it was like, are you fucking kidding me? It's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Anyway, I'm glad you all enjoyed that. I don't
watch movies. I used to watch all of them that were nominated and kind of have my own opinions. Mm-hmm. But that was pre-children or very, very young children.
Kids ruin everything. It's,
It's not just kids. It's the freaking 10-hour days. It's killing me.
It's life crushing us. Yes. I should mention that at that level, at the $20 a month level, you also get a soup bowl with or without dicks on it. And Nathan, podcast historian, who is our top patron, is currently at $34.56 a month, which continues to astonish me each and every time I look at it.
It's just incredible.
It really is. Thank you so much, Nathan. So that's our Patreon section. So now that everybody's fast forwarded through that, what was I going to say?
Witchcraft?
Boycotting.
Boycotting.
The reason
boycott witches.
That's a great idea. Everybody should boycott witches.
Because I'm reading this book about witches and werewolves and vampires and skinwalkers and stuff. And they failed to deter Katrina from hitting the land. In the book, they blame witches for Katrina. Kind of tongue-in-cheek, they failed to do it, so everybody's mad at the witches. I'm like, I'd be mad at them too if they had this power and then they didn't do it.
Yeah, that's kind of irresponsible.
Fucking witches.
Witches are the worst.
They didn't have a full coven because people had been evacuated. I was like, why would they evacuate if they had this power?
Well, we have this local bookshop that I don't go to. It's a used bookshop. It's downtown. Downtown doesn't mean much here, but it's a cute little store, and it's got used books and other assorted weird shit. Most of it is woo related, like crystals and that kind of thing. But lots of patchouli. It smells a lot like patchouli when you walk in there. I hate patchouli so much.
Hate that smell.
So, like, I always knew it was kind of wooey and that you had your crystals and your weird shit and your tarot cards you could buy there. But today I went in and she was talking to some people about if they wanted to sign up for the, oh my God, what was it? It wasn't a palm reading. It was something magic, something about actual magic and how actual magic works. And did these people want to sign up to come to this session that I assume they're paying for? And then she would throw in like a palm reading for just a little bit of extra money. And it just made me think, I used to be one of those people that believed all that shit. Like,
yeah.
I believed in past lives. And I mean, I wasn't a hardcore palmistry fan, but I was like, maybe there's something to it. But
yeah, you want
it to be true. You want to believe there's magic in the world, but then you look back on it and go, people are wasting their hard-earned money on bullshit.
That's the problem.
That just is not real.
Because if there was really, really, truly psychic people and really, truly, all kinds of stuff, there wouldn't be so many missing children forever. Like for years and years, they would just be like, "Oh, they're right here."
Yeah.
"Oh, they're right here." Like they would just constantly. Oh, this kid's missing? Hold on. Yeah, they're in your garage.
Or,
like it would just, it's insane.
You wouldn't need prayer because they could just fix shit. Yeah. Like with witches, especially. If witches had power, if they were real and they had powers, what the fuck is Donald Trump doing in the presidency? I'm just saying.
Yeah,
they
failed
miserably. I wouldn't mind a witch I wouldn't mind anything in the presidency right now that isn't fucking dumpster fire Donald Trump. So
right,
I hate him so much. I know you love him. I know you're a big Trump fan.
It just made me feel like I can't run now because you don't want anyone in the White House who's fucking Donald Trump.
Yeah, exactly.
So that excludes me.
How many people do you think are fucking Donald Trump at the moment besides you? Like,
I mean, not his wife, that's for sure.
Boom.
She gave him a male child. Done.
Oh, he's such a piece of shit. So yeah, I was at this bookstore today and I was just shaking my head. Like there used to be some of this stuff, but now the store is bigger and she's expanded and there's more woo shit in there. That's just
fascinated. I actually got in trouble once when I was Mormon. There was a whole meeting with like the bishopric and everything with my mom because the words were, Amy seems to have a unhealthy fascination with the occult. Because I was telling ghost stories at girls' camp, and I made some little girls cry. But
of course you did.
They shouldn't have been so sensitive.
That's just your personality. Yeah.
Yeah, and so my mom was like, like she basically said I call bullshit on this in the most Mormon way possible. And she didn't believe it. But then, like, my friend and I we both got in trouble. Then we had a sleepover that night. And we were like, let's tell really good ghost stories. So we like scared each other. So anyway, I had this whole meeting about me, fascination with the occult, and I still like the occult, and I like ghosty stuff. And
yeah, I mean it's interesting. Like, did you ever?
But I wouldn't call myself witchy.
Oh God, no, I'm not into.
Or I don't think that I'm into like witchy stuff. So I have this theory. This is also going to lose us a lot of people. Sorry,
everyone.
Yeah, the people that I think deem themselves quote unquote witchy are the ones that have like really obvious tattoos and crazy hair and all kinds of stuff because it makes them feel interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it makes them feel like they're interesting too. Because there's people that are just genuinely interesting and they happen to have funky hair and tattoos and stuff. Yeah. But these are people that are just real boring and it gives them something to make them feel like they're an interesting person.
Oh yeah, which makes me lost us all of our listeners.
Super judgmental bitch. No, those are the interesting people.
Yeah.
No, you know who I'm talking about.
I know. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
like the person that just stands there in the corner. You're like, you're kind of boring. You talk to them and they're like, I like horses. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, witchy doesn't mean anything. Like there's this big soup of different ideas that fall into that, like being at one with the earth.
We should have this whole disclaimer that I am just a judgmental bitch.
Oh, so am I.
And my opinions do not reflect even my opinions because they will change on a dime.
Oh, for sure. I was today listening to an old Heathen Hot Dish episode, and oh my God, just since 2016, I cringe listening to myself in 2016. I have changed some of my views. Let's just say that. Like, I wasn't a completely different person, but I had this whole conversation on the other podcast with Justin about comedy, and yeah, I've changed my mind on some things. So, I don't blame people for changing their minds. It's what we do as people.
Well, that's what you say, is when you know better, do better.
Exactly. So when you know that, some comedy really isn't...
when you know witches are real, like, I don't even know where to go with this one.
Listen, the only witch that's real is Harry Potter, which I know, because someone told me that once. Is there a difference, though?
Yes, it's the male. Yeah.
So can you be a female wizard?
I don't see why not. I think they're all wizards, aren't they? Well, witches and wizards.
I think
they're all just wizards.
So you think there's a fundamental difference between wizards and witches?
No, but Harry Potter is a wizard.
All right,
that's
fine.
what I'm just saying.
Can he be both? Why do you hate Harry Potter so much? Now you lost us, our entire audience, because everybody loves Harry Potter except you. Amy hates Harry Potter.
The author has some problems.
Very true.
But I really do enjoy. I enjoyed the series, and I liked the books. So
I never read the books. I enjoyed the movies. They were fine.
I liked the movies too, but I liked the books.
So...
And I'm Slytherin.
Off the top... Oh, God. Of course you are. I'm Ravenclaw. Ravenclaw all the way.
Oh, God. Of course you are.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm typical Ravenclaw. It's classic.
I keep dating Hufflepuffs. I'm like, really?
Never date a Hufflepuff. That's going to go in our advice book. Never date a Hufflepuff.
Like, I am going to destroy you.
So... Moving on from witches and wizards, because they're just not real. I was thinking today,
told you I was a Slytherin, though. So...
You need to have a talk about reality with your therapist next time. It's just a tip. You don't have to do it. I'm just saying.
So we'll talk about that next episode, because this is therapy.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. Exactly. Well, this is all the therapy we can afford.
Yeah, so all therapy. Where we get paid to do it.
Yep. So boycotting was kind of on my mind because I belong to this local liberal group. It's a closed Facebook group, private Facebook group. I was one of the founders because, of course, I was. I can't just stay out of shit. So we have this. It was an offshoot of Pantsuit Nation back when that was a thing. So anyway, it's a private group, and it's for local people who are liberals. And there's probably like 500 people in it right now. And it mostly, all we do is we post call to action things like, hey, there's a demonstration happening here. Or, hey, you should go to this meeting, or just that kind of shit. Or, hey, our legislator is doing this thing. We also have a separate group that's an anything goes group that is much smaller because I keep the community much more locked down over there. Like, you have to go through an entire vetting thing to get into that group. But the main group is a little more loosey-goosey. Like, still can't just get in. You still have to answer questions and stuff. But, So somebody had posted something about an event happening in our area. And it's like one of our dipshit legislators is trying to make our town a Second Amendment sanctuary because he's just a dipshit, and apparently that's a thing that people need to do now is have Second Amendment sanctuaries.
Is that the guns one?
Yeah. I thought all of America was a Second Amendment sanctuary. I thought that was the whole point.
Yeah, that's like the law.
Yeah. But anyway.
Like, it's an amendment.
Yeah. It's a whole part of the Constitution. But like I said, these people are dipshits. So this rally for...
I heard something that Obama's going to take your guns, though.
That's true. Oh, that's right. We don't have any guns anymore. I forgot. Now that Obama's in and out. Well, Trump brought them all back because he fixed it. So.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. If you lost them under Obama, you got them back under Trump. Anyway, so there's going to be this Second Amendment rally thing at a local restaurant.
That's super dumb.
And so people were on this private Facebook group discussing whether or not they should boycott this restaurant because they were like, if that's...
Because they hosted an event?
Well, it's not just that. Like, if it were just that he... like, okay, so it's a small town, so a lot of people know this person personally. That kind of changes the dynamic a little bit. But it wasn't just that it was a restaurant, you know, letting this group come in and use their restaurant. Like, the owner was a co-host of the group, or of the event. He was doing free appetizers for the event. Like, he was clearly involved in the event. And so a lot of people in our group were saying, well, I'm never going to eat there again. Fuck him. Which I think is totally legit. Like, you don't have to give anybody your money. If that's the line they want to draw, that's totally fine.
So I don't have a problem with boycotting. I do boycott. I don't eat Chick-fil-A. I don't, you know, there's other places in my little town that I don't go to for various reasons. But I don't feel like it really makes much difference, honestly.
Oh, neither do
like,
I.
I don't.
No. In the big scheme of things, no. But
like, I don't really feel like me driving past Chick-fil-A instead of getting my breakfast is not doing much.
No, but at the same time, in a small town with a small business, it can actually affect you. Especially this particular restaurant is pretty small. It doesn't, you know, it probably does well in the summer, not so much in the winter because we're a tourist town. And so
we'll see. Yeah, the place that I boycott downtown, it's like has Trump posters on the wall, and it's all, you know, it's like packed out every weekend.
If you're a business and you're putting Trump signs anywhere near your business, I'm boycotting you anyway. But this one was a little trickier because it wasn't like the owner was coming out saying, I'm a Trump supporter, but he was.
Well, this place totally is, and they don't
hosting. Yeah, he was hosting this event that, you know. So yeah, a lot of people in the group were saying they'd boycott it, but then you had, of course, the one lone voice in the group saying, you know, that's not fair. He's just hosting an event. Go there for the food, you know, not because of his politics. Don't choose your restaurants based on people's politics. And like, but I do choose places I go based on people's politics.
I choose my family members based on their politics,
right?
Essentially.
And I know it can come back and bite me in the ass. Like, I can just as easily get boycotted, which is why when I'm at work, I don't talk about politics. It's hard to believe. But I don't. But I work in a retail field. You're just working with your coworkers that, you know, don't really care. They're just half listening.
True.
But yeah, like, I have a store with actual customers and I don't discuss politics with them. So I guess if people find out I'm a liberal, which isn't hard to do, honestly, they can feel free to boycott my store, and some people have. I don't think it makes a huge dent in it, but that's their complete right to do that. Just like it's my complete right to say, oh, I know this guy, he's a fucking asshole. I'm not going to eat at his restaurant anymore. And I'll tell my friends not to eat there too because of that. Not because, like, the food's great, the atmosphere is, everything else about it is great, but I'm not going to support that guy when, especially in a situation like that where he's the owner, he's making all the profit. He's
making a very clear stand.
There's like no employee. I mean, there's probably a couple employees, but it's not a huge place. So yeah, I feel like boycotting is one way that you can have your kind of principled stance. It doesn't cost you anything literally to do. And I don't know, it makes me feel warm and fuzzy, I guess. Like, I've been boycotting Walmart for years. And it makes me feel good. They don't care.
I don't go there very often.
They haven't noticed, but it just makes me feel better.
I shop other places instead, but it's the closest thing to me. And if we need something in a pinch, it's like literally the closest thing to me.
Oh, totally. Like, I have a friend who works right across the street from it, and it's very convenient for her, and I totally get it. It's easy enough for me to boycott it because I can find everything else I need in town just as close as Walmart, so I don't. But I also don't go around saying, you have to boycott Walmart or you're a monster. Like,
I had this friend when I was Mormon that she boycotted Target. And I was like, okay, why? Because I didn't care, you know, boycott whatever.
Yeah.
But her reasoning, this is very convoluted Mormon logic, was because her husband told her that they were French terrorists that owned it.
What?
Therefore, she no longer shopped at Target.
French
and I was like,
terrorists.
Have you verified this information? And she was like, no, it's okay. He told me. I'm like, okay.
I love that.
There was a lot of things wrong with this guy, like a whole bunch. Like, I could tell you stories for hours. But I'm just like, oh my God, like, that is the crazy. And then she was like, that's why people call it Target or Target.
I was going to say, no, is that why they say Target?
If you ask her.
Oh my God.
Yes. Yes, it is.
I love everything about that conspiracy theory.
I have so many they came from her face.
The idea
that
it's the French are the people we need to worry about.
Let me tell you about dinosaurs.
Oh my God.
Different Mormon friends. Mormon mommies are the biggest wealth of fodder.
Oh, I can imagine.
So, because, people tell me everything. Mm-hmm. And I would go on play dates and someone would sit next to me. They'd just tell me shit. I'm like, oh. And I would come home and I would be like, my brain just exploded. And my kids played, so it was cool. Mm-hmm. But, so dinosaurs didn't actually live on this planet. This is a conspiracy I literally heard straight-faced. Mm-hmm. This is another thing that her husband told her. Different lady. Husband told her dinosaurs never actually lived on the earth. When God was making the earth, he grabbed pieces of other planets and put it on the earth to build it into this ball that he made. And those are bones from another species from a different planet.
Okay, I tuned out half a second into that because that was just convoluted and just words that meant nothing. Like,
she was so serious about this.
Oh my God.
And I was like, and all of that took place when Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden.
Mm-hmm. In Jackson City, Missouri.
This is another one I heard. Well done. Well, Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden. You don't know how long they were actually there, all isolated from everybody. And that's when dinosaurs had their entire life cycle. And then once dinosaurs were died out, then humans left.
Okay. Makes total sense to me.
They actually coexisted timeline-wise, although they've never found any bones that are the same.
There's definitely no flaw in that logic.
Yeah. I've heard that one straight-faced too.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, so we had this dude that owns this...
So boycott Starbucks because of that. I don't know.
Okay, whatever. Boycott everybody. Fuck them.
Because it has, German terrorist...
Like, I should boycott the Salvation Army thrift shop because the Salvation Army is terrible. But I love thrift shopping.
But I do not give them money. I never give them money.
See, you're better than I am. We have limited thrift shops in town.
No, I do not ever drop a dime in that bucket or anything.
Oh, I never do that. No. I never give them any of that, no. Mm-mm. But I buy shit from them.
I actually walk past mumbling about them. I'm like, Salvation Army, hate people.
Oh, see, I'm from Minnesota, so I walk by awkwardly and try to pretend like I don't hate them.
I angry glare at them, and then, they're like, do you want to give any money? I'm like, I don't donate to hateful organizations or something like that. And they're like, oh.
I don't even do that. I try to avoid eye contact, because I don't want to feel awkward. And then I think...
stare laser eyes at them. I'm like, really? Really?
I always think, this poor person ringing the bell, they don't know. Like, they're just trying to do something good. They're not actually a member of the Salvation Army. But if you try to educate everybody, we'd just be exhausted all the time, because...
Just at Christmas time.
Yeah. But Christmas time is my magical time of the year, and I don't want it ruined by bell ringers. Have you
seen the fucking red cups, though? Where's Jesus?
Yeah.
Where is Jesus?
Why is it such a hard concept to understand that when you're celebrating Christmas...
Been on any cups, ever. Why do people get so upset if they're just plain? They've never been anything. There's never been like a whole nativity and like the crucifix on it.
Because keep the Christ in Christmas, goddammit.
But Christ has never been in coffee.
How do you know?
Oh my God.
I mean, so Jesus is everywhere.
You don't see these shirts very often in Minnesota, probably.
Probably not.
But I see these shirts all the time where it's like, this chick runs on coffee and Jesus.
Oh my God, that's gross. Yeah.
Or people make those coffee bars in like the corner of their kitchen, and and it's the same thing. It was like, wake up, pray, coffee, or something. It's like, oh.
Yeah, no.
Like my Facebook feed is full of that crap. Or though she be little, she be fierce, or something like that. Or which is a freaking Bible verse. It's like,
is it?
Bleh. Well, there's something from Shakespeare that's close, but one of them is from Shakespeare and one of them's from the Bible, and you have to be careful which one you get, because one of them's like a psalm or something.
I liked that one. Speaking of which,
it's a good one.
I'm working on some more donkey ejaculation quotes on pretty plaques for our delightful Bitchcraft store, so look forward to that. I've been pumping out the arts and crafts, so I've got this shit on an assembly line now. I can print out the vinyl and stick it on these different cool looking plaques. And
okay, although she be little, but she is fierce as Shakespeare.
Okay,
that one's fine.
See, I like that one, but I mean, everything Jesus says is solid gold material that you should follow.
So I have, like, I took a picture of it on this guy's whiteboard right next to me. It's like the light of God or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Jesus is the light, and there's like a light bulb, and it's like, this is my world. Like, this is, people show up at work wearing t-shirts that have Bible verses on it. I'm like, how is this appropriate? Like, it's fine, but, you know, if I showed up wearing an atheist shirt, I would get in trouble. Like,
it feels like a constant upward battle. Like, just, you start to think that things are getting better and people are getting less religious and the world is getting a little more sane, but you're still just inundated with all of this shit.
And everybody has, like, crosses all over their desk or something. But if I hung up just a little teeny tiny button, I mean, no one would say anything probably, but I might get in trouble. But I have that little teeny tiny button that I got at Skepticon that says good without gods.
Yeah.
If I just clip that onto my clipboard, my cork board, and even though I don't say anything, I'm not sure it'll just stay smooth.
Yeah.
Or even like this atheist votes or something like that. Like,
oh yeah, no, I wouldn't.
No, I don't.
I don't put that shit on my car because I'm worried about my car getting keyed.
I don't have any of that stuff.
No.
But it's like, how is it okay to have like a giant cross on your desk?
Because this is Merca, goddammit.
Well, and it's Texas, goddammit.
Oh my God, you guys are terrible. I feel so bad for you now living down there.
So our friend of the show sent you and I that meme that said, you know, the rest of the world, and it's like Texas pride, and it's this giant tuba like in someone's face, just like
so perfect.
It's basically like, I think I sent a text to him like, I don't even know the names of other states because you're just not Texas. It's
that
Texas.
Makes sense. It's how Texas. I feel about Canada, frankly.
Like, we refer to Oklahoma as Texas's hat. Like, it's like whatever.
Totally makes sense. Yeah, on our last episode, we were discussing Texas mums, which I did not know was a thing. I thought you were fucking kidding. But I looked it up.
When I was in school, you used to be able to pin it on your shirt now.
Yeah.
Or when I was in school, but now you have to carry it over your neck with 2 ribbons. Like, it's so big.
I did not fully comprehend how bananas this was until I Googled it and looked it up. Like, I thought, surely she is over-exaggerating. Oh, no. No.
I'm under-exaggerating.
Yeah. So I showed it to my mom, and I'm like, Mom, you have got to see this. And my mom, unlike me, doesn't swear constantly, surprisingly. She likes to say shit once in a while. Like, that's kind of her go-to.
My mom likes to say that, too.
She doesn't use...
But that's just between us.
She saves the F word for special occasions. But she looked at it, and she just stared at the picture for, like, 30 seconds, just staring at it, going... Like she couldn't comprehend what she was seeing, and she just said, well, that's the fucking stupidest thing I've ever seen. So you're welcome, Texas. Your whole Texas mums thing is ridiculous. And then the two of us are just looking up Texas mums on Google Images to find more and more ridiculous ones. And
don't blame you.
My mom's just shaking her head, just fucking stupid. I don't why would they do this? Like,
mandatory pep rallies, mandatory. So apparently, I took my son to his birthday dinner last night, and he was telling me that there was a mandatory Black History Month pep rally last week because they want to make sure that their mostly white school is not racist.
Obviously.
So they made a really big deal about having a Black inclusive Black history pep rally with like the 2 Black teachers running it.
Of course.
You know, because they're not racist. Totes. They have Black friends. Yep. It's okay.
Yeah.
And he said that it was good, and they had some good stories and stuff. But he was like, probably the number one way to make yourself seem racist is by having a pep rally just to not appear racist. And then have like call out the only Black teachers. You're like, we're really happy to have Mr. So-and-so as our math teacher. Yay!
That is such a thing that would happen in Minnesota, though. Like,
yeah, it's like
just
really, it's
going
bad.
out of your way to...
And they're mandatory. Pep rallies are mandatory.
Of course. Yeah. I mean,
so a lot of them, you have to have like your own, you have to have t-shirts. Like they make the kids wear matching t-shirts, and they film them. I'm going to send you some links. They have their own YouTube channel. Like their pep rallies are disgusting and ridiculous. Ew. And they try, because they're trying to trend. They're trying to be really real cool.
Oh, so, of course. Yeah, gross. No. Unless you are the cheerleading team from Cheer, I don't want to watch your videos, because now that I have seen the Navarro cheerleaders, nothing else is ever going to look impressive to me. Did you ever watch that? Like, have you gotten around to it yet? Gotta watch Cheer, God damn it.
I haven't watched anything. I don't watch anything right now.
Oh my God.
I turn on something.
I rewatched.
And I fall asleep halfway through it because I just can't. I can't stay awake anymore. Except for last night, I was awake until 1:30 and then my alarm went off at 4.
Nice. I was up till 2 a.m. this weekend, which I just could not sleep. It was driving, like, just laying in bed, insomnia, could not sleep. It was killing me. And then the next morning I woke up and I couldn't get back to sleep. So I got up and I went for some coffee right away. And that night I slept a little better, but then the next morning I just felt like shit. And I slept for the entire day. Like, my husband was legit concerned. He walked in the room like, I'm worried about you. And I'm just, go away. I'm so fucking exhausted, just assuming I had the flu or something. I figured out that night that I had not taken my antidepressants for 2 days in a row.
Oh.
I don't recommend that. I highly don't recommend not taking your antidepressants for 2 days straight, especially if it's Effexor, which is the one that you have been warned repeatedly must be taken at the same time every day, or you will start to go into withdrawal immediately.
Yeah.
So by the end of that second day, I'm like, God damn, I didn't do it because the first morning I was so tired I went straight for the coffee. And usually my routine is to get up and go straight for my medication thing, and I just take all my meds right after I wake up. Mm-hmm. But the coffee fucked it all up. I forgot to go back in and take my meds. And then by the next day, the withdrawal was hitting me, so I couldn't function, and so I didn't wake up, so I didn't go take the meds. And so that night, once I realized it, I took them, and then by the next day I started feeling a little more human.
Well, it takes a little while for it to,
it was
level out again.
Well, and the next morning I took it again, and then I was jittery from having it back in my system, and it took a while but don't do that, people. If you're on an antidepressant.
So all that time you're telling you have the flu, you were lying?
Yeah, I think it was withdrawal. I thought I did have the flu.
I realized
I don't think it was.
So I was sick this weekend too, like real sick. Mm-hmm. And I realized I was freaking anemic. I have been just, living on nachos and a little sleep. And, I'm still a young woman, and so I still have, cycles and stuff. And so I realized that I just ended one. I was real stressed out because we didn't really mention it in the last episode, but I spent all of Valentine's weekend in the hospital with emergency surgery. Super fun. So not for me.
Yeah.
But so it was this whole thing, and so it was just high stress, hormones, whatever. And I was like, oh crap! Like, we were watching some medical show, and the patient was anemic. I'm like, oh my God, I'm anemic. Mm-hmm. Like, I realized it, and so I'm like, I need to eat some beef or get some spinach or something.
You're in Texas. Can't you just slaughter a cow and
I have a cow. Like, I was
in your backyard.
The one I normally ride to work.
Mm-hmm. Don't they issue one to you if you're a
This morning, the windshield
citizen?
was frosted on my cow because it was like 27 degrees.
So unreliable, I swear to God. You know who could go out and murder a cow right now if she wanted to? Dell. Yep, totally. She can hook you up with a cow for iron. I have
not going to murder a cow for me. I'm not going to request a murdered cow.
Why not? What do you have against cows, Amy?
Died of. I want the one that was a real jerk.
That died in its sleep
happily. The cow that was out murdering all the other cows.
The Dexter of cows.
The Dexter cow. That's the cow that tastes the most delicious.
Yeah, I have been anemic for a large percentage of my life because of the Crohn's disease. It's a side effect. I am
naturally anemic. I can't give blood on a norm.
Yeah.
And so I'm always anemic. It's hereditary. Like, my entire family line, like my mom, my sister, my aunts, we're all like borderline. Like, my iron level is like barely within average range, and then it dips down. And so it's always like real, real low.
Yeah.
But because I had my ablation or whatever, I stopped being like so terribly anemic once a month. And so I just kind of like maintained a level now.
Like, do you take iron pills?
No. When I was really, really bad, I would just drink spinach smoothies and I was fine. Because the iron pills make me throw up.
Me too. I was going to say, I can't. The first time I ever tried it, I got so violently ill.
I can't do it. And I've tried different things, but I just do spinach smoothies. And if you make it with like some almond milk that's vanilla flavored. You put a banana in, you throw some fresh spinach. It's actually delicious. It's
I
fine.
do like a good spinach salad. Like I used to go out and just buy the spinach
and strawberry salad with some balsamic vinaigrette or whatever. It's good.
Yeah, and spinach has a really, really high iron level. So
throw spinach in your
teaching
eggs.
You something, kids. Eat the spinach.
Throw some spinach on your avocado toast.
Ugh, don't do that unless you're a nasty millennial.
Or, some leafy green chard. That's good too.
Now you just sound like an elitist. Well,
some rainbow chard.
So while everybody's out eating salad, what we're going to do is wrap up because I can smell tacos over my head in the kitchen.
Well, I need to go get my children from the phone call I definitely did not take in the middle of this show.
Totally, because we're professional. But let's wrap this up. Do you have 7 more minutes to do? We'll do our patron-only extended episode where we read some advice from a vintage book. This time I have picked out Elementary Community Civics, which isn't actually an advice book, but it is a book that teaches you about civics. And
I need to know my
wonderful things about the presidency.
Civics 101.
Yeah, I'm going to teach you all about the presidency from the point of view of, I'm trying to figure out what year this book came out. 1928.
Oh, good.
Yeah, 1928. So if you become a patron at even $1 a month, you can listen to the extended episode and get all that good shit. We've been doing extended episodes every time so that you can get us discussing vintage etiquette.
Calvin Coolidge was the president?
Something like that. I don't know. Ladies could vote by then, I think. So yeah.
Could they? Should they have?
They definitely shouldn't because we just fuck up
everything. As long as they were white.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, if you're not a patron, fuck you. Come back next week and you don't get to hear the extended episode. Was that too harsh? That was probably harsh. I shouldn't say fuck you to everybody who's not a patron, right?
You do you.
Okay. Well, we will see you next week. In the meantime, check out our new show, I Date Me, which is fantastic, and we are very excited about it. And tell all your friends.
It really is great. I listened to it today at work.
It's really good.
Fun.
I listened twice, and I
was laughing. I was like, oh my God, this is so much fun. Yeah. But in the episode, I'm talking about being in a hotel for Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that was recorded a different year than this one because this year on Valentine's Day, I was in the hospital. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, we have a disclaimer at the beginning. It's aged content. You got to take it with a grain of salt.
I mean, it's fine.
There will be newer content. I think it's a solid first episode. I think
hospital
we did a good job.
Chatter on that one. Yeah.
So, I Date Me. Go check that out. Otherwise, come back next week and we will have more nonsense to talk about.
Find one friend. We go from 49 to 50.
And goddamn it, you know what? Go to iTunes and write a fucking review, but don't put profanity in it because if you put profanity in it, they don't put it on there.
Stock it full of dick pics.
No dick pics. I have submitted our first.
You waffle. I never know your stance on dick pics.
I've never changed my mind every fucking day.
I know. So I'm not sure if I should vote for you or not.
I'll just say. Our wonderful friend Natalie has an actual image of a dick that she created to use on the vinyl cutter, and so I've borrowed that from her, and I may be able to pre-process and assembly line some of the dicks on the soup bowls. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Very exciting. Okay, let's do the etiquette.
So we're going to do the etiquette because I need to go eat some fucking tacos. So for everybody else, goodbye. We will see you next time.
It's probably a pita, Minnesota.
Say goodbye.
Bye. Bye.
This is Gentleman Caller. Thanks to all of our fabulous listeners who put up with us droning on week after week. If you enjoy our delightful bitchcraft, please follow us on all the social medias and send us all of your monies on Patreon. You can find us on these platforms by using the Google machine. It's not hard. If you want to commiserate with other fans about how awful we are, join our Secret Soup Talk Facebook group. If you want to tell us to fuck off personally, you can send an email to secularsouppodcast@gmail.com, although it may go unanswered. Please rate and review us on iTunes, Facebook, and wherever else you can review things like this. It will help us spread the soup gospel far and wide. And hey, if you could text at least one friend telling them how great the show is, we'll give you a personal shout out. As always, we'll leave you with the vocal stylings of Mr. Eli Bosnick.
Secular soup creed. Soup is the ultimate virtue. It's delicious, nutritious, patriarchy smashing, racism fighting, warm and fuzzy, human affirming, fun having, anti-theist, glitter throwing, tummy satisfying, pair of new shoes fulfilling, diversity-seeking happiness. Minestrone, beef and barley, chicken broth and split pea, gazpacho, tomato, clam chowder and potato, chicken noodle, beef noodle, egg drop and ramen cup, miso, gumbo, leek and pho. Grab a bowl and taste the magic. Slurp even this.
No.
No? Think I should just wait? Think we should spring it on him?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm fine with that. I'm going to put give me a second. I have a little notebook here. I'm going to put 40 minutes to cut that out. 40 minutes. Cut that out. And then use this as an outtake.